What is going on, folks? We are live from the corner of my bedroom. I'm doing this live video because I'm going to see if I can get some folks on here because I want to ask you guys some questions. But I'm doing this video because I am announcing that I am starting my own podcast. Everybody else seems to be doing a podcast, so why shouldn't I? You can only build an audience so much with Facebook and YouTube, and what I'm talking about, they may not necessarily agree with, nor do they want to. Let's say they don't support the line of speaking I'm going into. Like, for one, Israel and the green passport and the mandates, talking about how it's only a matter of time before it comes here. This is fixing to go down, folks. Duke University has already announced that you're going to have the vaccine and be able to prove that you've had the vaccine before you can go back to in-person classes. Not only that, you have going back. I've trying to do this and seeing if I can get anybody on here, but literally I have been on here rambling for about 35 seconds, and it shows no viewers whatsoever. So with that being said, what I'm going to do here is I want to tell y'all what the content of the podcast is going to be about. It's going to be talking about the Bible, Jesus, prophecy, and current events. And I want to start out with Daniel 12. And at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince who watches over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation, even until that time. Guys, we are at a point to where mankind can literally, okay, I've got one viewer. Mankind literally can destroy ourselves, and we can annihilate the whole planet. Check out the stuff with CERN, do some research on CERN. But right now we have Russia, China, Iran, Turkey, and all of these countries right there in that whole Middle East vying for power. And the one thing that is the biggest thing in there, the biggest motivation in there, is to get rid of Israel. And if you know anything about Bible prophecy, where you want to start at is with Israel. That's like your lining point, your reference point. Is you put in a clutch on a transmission, you got this line, you have to line it up just right. You have to use Israel as that point of lining it up. And at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone who is written in the book. Many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth will awake. I want to pose this theory to you guys, that it's not going to be people disappearing that's going to freak people out. It's going to be when the dead start coming out of the graves. Don't think there's a precedent for this, and there's nothing like that written. Go over to Matthew 27:51. Then behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth quaked, the rocks were split, and the graves were opened, and many of the bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised, and coming out of the graves after his resurrection, and they went into the holy city and appeared to many. So yes, folks, this is what the podcast is going to be about. All the stuff that's going on, and we're going to hopefully get a few podcasts out, and then we're going to be raptured up out of here, and we're going to leave this for everybody else after we're gone. But until then, we're supposed to be doing what Jesus wants us to be doing until he gets back. So this is me doing my best to do that. So remember, go subscribe at the Mustard Seed Adventures on YouTube. The podcast will be called Rants from the Looney Bin, and just like the website, Rants from the Looney Bin. And I see that I have no viewers, which is not surprising. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do get to watch this, talk to your friends about them, tell them about Rants from the Looney Bin. Otherwise, I love you guys. Stay safe out there.